Alright, we're looking at a 2006 CB599. It's a Facebook Marketplace find. Claimed to be running perfect and runs pretty good. It's got a bog off of idle, and I suspect that one or two of these carburetors is probably clogged. The pilot or idle jets in there are clogged. We had a fuel leak right here on the petcock. I replaced the O-ring, and that is now working. The airbox oil overflow is full. It's got this stupid rear hugger on it that I'm going to remove, and I'm going to rip the carburetors apart and try and clean them. But overall, it's pretty clean. This is a motorcycle that was one of my favorites that I ever had. I had one in 2015, and due to some unfortunate events, I had to get rid of it. So I found this cleanest one I could find, and it runs and everything. It just might need some carb maintenance, but somebody didn't give it the bro treatment and put a aftermarket pipe on it. Really nice that they left this really beautiful Honda exhaust system on it. You can see the cat back is right there. So really a nice bike when these came out. They're basically a slightly detuned CBR 600 in a naked frame, and it really gives me a cool Mad Max look. Love the way that radiator just sits right up front like that. Just looks awesome. It's an awesome motorcycle. And unlike the modern bikes that we have today, this is a 2022 GSX 750 ZABS. And a lot of these are cammed differently to make a lot of power down low and not give you quite as much of a top end. Where this thing is so much fun because it really is tuned like a super sport. It gives you really great top end performance, and it provides it really smoothly, which I really like. That was one of my favorite things about this thing. It's overall in really good condition. A couple little minor scratches here and there. Just the handlebar here is pretty much the worst part. There is like something going on there. I think the paint's just chipped, but I can put up with that. The whole bike is in really good shape. I just want to get rid of that rear tire hugger. It needs some chain maintenance. And whoever had this before did not adjust that chain right. That should not be loose like that while you're riding it. I just did the spark plugs. I thought that could have fixed the bog issue, but it did not. And the spark plugs are tough to get to. I had to pull the tank. I had to pull it anyway, so I had to fix the fuel leak. But yeah, I love the way that looks. That radiator hose coming up to the engine like that looks awesome. The spark plugs did not fix the bog issue. So let's give it a start and see how it runs. I put some fuel cleaner in it. I don't think it's going to do anything. I think it needs to come apart. And this is carbureted, so we got to choke it. Oh. You can see it's got a... and I can almost kill it. But once you get up to the regular jet, it's fine. And I've had it up at 10 or 11,000 RPM in first gear, and it slipped the back wheel, and it runs good. It's just got a bog from 1 to 2,000 RPM, which is indicative that the pilot jet is probably clogged on that. And I'm gonna have to pull the carbs and clean the jets out. I ordered a kit. It's not going to be here for a day or two, but once we get to it, we will install it. Alright, it's the next day. Carburetors are out. Took me all day. They're right here. I took all of the float bowls off of them, and this first one was clogged. The pilot jet in it was clogged. Other than that, they seem pretty clean. This one was really bad, and it was interesting because this first cylinder on the bike where that carb led, when I changed the spark plug, it was like super lean. So that kind of told me something. So definitely a clogged jet. It had hesitation. So it was just one though. All of the other ones were clean. So hopefully that was the issue. I I guess one of them could really cause the hesitation. I guess that one cylinder is just not firing right. So we're gonna try and get it back on. The hardest thing was these throttle cables were a bitch to get on and off. I had to look at my photos and figure out which one went where. One is forward, one is reverse. So that's gonna be interesting to figure out. Hopefully I can get it. All right, just finishing up. We got a cap for this, and I thought I ordered the O-ring. I guess I didn't, but it's just kind of scratched up. I was gonna replace the whole pulsar cover, but we'll start with this. If it looks that bad, I'll fix the whole thing. The bike came with that stupid rear tire hugger, so we ripped that off. That's just chalk on the tire. So we got a new Honda OEM chain guard, so it doesn't look stupid, looks OEM. New filter, and we're just gonna finish this up with a couple little things just to kind of make it a little bit nicer and just change the filter out. I guess that just goes on like that. Get some stuff here. Oh, there's one behind that. I'm gonna have to remove the foot peg out of the way. Go in front or behind? Let's see if I can get that rear one on first. Any better? Yeah. There's no decal on that. Maybe that's why it looks weird. Maybe like a decal on those chain guards. Yeah. Chain tension. That's why that one looks weird. I was like, I thought there was something weird about that. It just looked blank. It is blank. Probably have to buy the decal separate. That's funny. Hope the gasket can get reused behind this. I could have swore I ordered a gasket for it. Oh god, this makes me nervous. Oh god. Alright, here we go. I don't know if there's like a ton of oil behind this or... Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull that gasket out. Let's try and switch it. Guess I'll be as delicate as I possibly can be, but I could have swore I ordered another one of these. I was like, man, I'm gonna need a gasket. I guess if it really leaks, it's so easy to fix that I could just unscrew it and redo it. This is like what I didn't want to be doing, though. It's not like there's high pressure oil behind that or nothing. Yeah, it'll be fine. Just make it look a little bit nicer without replacing that whole cover. Not that the cover would even really be that hard to do. Just the gasket and the cover, but... yeah, that makes it look a lot better. I don't know if I'm going to put as much torque on it as it had. I think that's going to be good. I don't think you need to go crazy with that. Looks a lot better. There's still a little bit of scratching down there, but not the end of the world. It is a used bike. And this is the last thing that I noticed on this bike that it really needed, is somebody left this bolt out. So I ordered one from Motorsport. It's a Honda bolt, and the only thing I was worried about is if it was stripped or not. But it doesn't feel stripped. It looks like somebody took this off at one point and just never put it back on. Let me get a 10 mil and just tighten that in. That should be it. Oh, what is it? No, it's not a 10. It's an 8 mil. Weird. I don't know. Maybe somebody worked on this and then they just lost it. I am like a human torque wrench. I work on things for a living, not motorcycles, but I've never stripped a bolt. I always can feel about where they go, and I've never had an issue with them coming out or stripping or anything like that. So I know someone's gonna make a comment, these are probably torque spec'd, and they probably are, but I trust myself enough that I'm not gonna screw it up. It's fine. Unlike modern bikes or modern inline 4-cylinder bikes, the air filter on these is so easy to change. Doing an air filter on that Suzuki probably would take me an hour or two. This is all that's needed. 4 mil, that cover pops off, and there's 3 Phillips head that come out of this, and this round filter just goes right in. Probably not that dirty, maybe, I don't know. We're just gonna put a new one in, what the hell. Alright, so I mean, it's about as far as I'm gonna take it. That chain guard went on. Now we got the bolt on that, new air filter, new spark plugs. I took the carbs apart and cleaned them. The coolant looks pretty good. The oil was just done by the previous owner. Placed this little pulsar cover. I removed the rear tire hugger and some of that stupid stuff that was on it. So decent little used bike. I paid $3 for it. Oh, I put new grips on it and got a key tag. Honda. Thought it would be cool. So probably in the next video, or maybe in this one, we'll do a test drive with it. I already drove it a little bit. It'll pull wheelies in first gear. It's pretty cool. So it's got not a ton of power, but it's pretty quick for what it is. So hopefully we'll have that up for you soon.